right, y'all. So every now and then I'll see something on Facebook that will grasp my attention. And this one definitely did. Hello, this is High Priestess Jamila, and I needed to come and really make commentary on this. Y'all see what it says. Now, I don't know if it's a joke, if somebody is trolling, but I gotta talk about this. Scientists discover cockroach milk is 4 times more nutritious than cow milk. Okay, so first of all, how would you be getting milk from a roach? I was utterly disgusted when I saw this. First of all, if scientists start putting roach milk in the grocery stores, I am personally going to do whatever it is that I have to do to invest in a farm so that I can have milk and cows that I can milk. Okay, so first of all, scientists, I love science, I do. But you know what? This right here, if this is real, I don't care what they have discovered about roaches. If it's real, I will never drink their milk, ever. And you know what? Let me tell you something. This is something that has been very controversial throughout the years. There have been a lot of people, okay, that have stopped drinking milk from cows, which I believe is a huge mistake. I do not believe in not drinking milk, even for adults. I believe that milk, not only is it very nutritious, it is also very spiritually packed with blessings and blessings. Cows are very sacred animals. I love cows. I love milk. I think that even if you didn't drink milk and steaks, which I love steaks and meat, just drinking their milk, especially if it's raw milk, which they have outlawed, which I can understand because raw milk could possibly be contaminated, which is understandable. However, there's people that still do it all the time, and, they speak about it. It's a big controversy around that. Well, take a look at this. This is utterly disgusting, and this is where I believe that scientists need to take a seat. They look at everything from a lab testing point of view, even if they tested the gunk that comes from roaches, when you smash them, and they've discovered that it's got nutrients in it, which of course it does, possibly, because them things be running. They run faster than most humans. Doesn't mean it's something that we should consume or even have to think about consuming. I am totally disgusted by this, and I'm boycotting this, like, on my own. Like, no, it's never going to happen. You know what? When scientists discovered that marijuana is actually a healing herb, I was all for it. I'm very familiar with marijuana. I've been smoking. I don't smoke now, but I started smoking at a very young age, okay? I did, I will admit that, and so I understand marijuana. In fact, I spoke it into existence that it would be legalized in my hometown state, and it is right now. And so it should be legalized everywhere. However, I think that people should be made aware that just because marijuana is, to me, in my opinion, it's good for you, in my opinion, especially when it comes to the discoveries that was made as far as the healing properties and what it can do for you. It doesn't mean that everybody should do it, and it doesn't mean that it should be done all the time because, like, for example, right now, I am on a hiatus. I don't smoke at all. And part of the reason why is because, there's some things that I need to flush out of my subconscious. Otherwise, it's just not enjoyable for me when I've got too much stuff built up in my subconscious. And I'll go over that later with y'all. So I was all for that. But this, I'm not gonna know. Like, whatever scientists that decided to test Roach Gook that posted this, no, I am saying no. Respectfully, no. Okay? And even though I am a high priestess I'm a pagan high priestess, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. No, I'm not going to drink roach milk. I don't ever want to see this in the grocery stores. And they better not be sneaking it to us either, claiming that it's cow's milk either. They better not be. People are already afraid of drinking milk. And you know what? Milk is so good for you. People will say that milk causes inflammation. They'll say that it causes mucus. But my relationship with milk, like, for example, like if I'm like feeling under the weather, or like I feel kind of coldish or congested, when I drink milk, milk actually helps move congestion out of me. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it is because I connect with the spiritual metaphysical properties of cow's milk. Cow's milk, not almond milk, not, and you know what? Goat milk would be okay too. Okay, goat milk, but cow milk is the creme de la creme of milk. This is ridiculous. And I am just like so disgusted. And if you saw the article on Facebook, then you know that many people were absolutely disgusted by it. Many people were disgusted by it. Like, okay, you believe in this, you drink it. But what I was fearing was that people are already afraid of milk. People need milk. You know what milk also does? Milk also calms down anxiety and depression, and it heals people. So when people don't drink milk and they replace it with almond milk, I have noticed the mental issues that can come with that. When somebody has anxiety, drinking milk will calm that down and even heal them. Sometimes it can take like maybe a few minutes. It depends on who you are. I know that if I'm ever feeling a little agitated, drinking a cup of milk or either some chocolate milk, I don't know what it is. You know what? I'm going to do my own spiritual research on cows to see exactly, like, for some reason, it seems like it's protection. It's very powerful protection in shielding. A lot of our gods and our deities enjoy offerings of milk. So whatever this is, I'm just like totally disgusted as far as I'm concerned when it comes to roaches. I look at them as little demons. I look at them as little parasites. That's what they are. You're telling us to drink the milk of parasites because of the nutritional content. But what about, what else are you testing it for? So, I believe that we have to be careful. And I believe that we need to be confrontational about things like this and say, hey, don't come at us, the public, the people, with this kind of garbage. Don't do it. Like, this is disgusting. Okay? No, in every way, spiritually, physically, mentally, I am absolutely disgusted by this. Like, you're doing research on the nutritional value of roaches. No, you need to be figuring out how we can naturally and safely get rid of them. No, roaches, in my humble opinion, have no worth or value. That's like, honestly, they don't. I mean, you hear your stories every now and then. I've heard the stories, I've read the stories where people have actually had to eat roaches to survive famine. And in a lot of countries, people eat bugs. They do. Roaches, I don't know. I don't know about that. But what I can tell you is that please don't bring this to America. What science did this? What scientists decided this? They need to ban this. And if our government ever allows this kind of cockamamie crap, like, no. Like, roaches are literally so, they feed off of us. Trust me, I know. I have actually grew up, okay? You know, a lot of our families, they had them. You know what I'm saying? Like our grandmothers or our aunties, they had them. If you've ever lived in a place with roaches, you know that they feed off of us. Cows don't feed off of us. Cows eat grass. So looking at the nature of the animal is what you need to do. And roaches are definitely our enemies. And not only that, they cause breathing problems, respiratory issues, and they just ruin everything. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and visit divineservicesapothecary.com.